So I'm just using very cheap craft acrylics for this demonstration, and I do use artist acrylics for my own work, but these are really cheap and work really quite adequate for demonstrating. And I've added a bit of water. It's a bit counterintuitive, but you don't want the paint to be too thick.
Do you use a particular brush?
No, really cheap brushes.
As long as it doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
I suppose the thicker the brush, the more paint.
Yes, when you work with a, I don't know if everybody can hear, when you work with on a large scale, big sheets of paper, I'm only doing A4 here. This is a Turkish style of brush, made with horsehair, and rosewood. I'm not quite sure why they specify rosewood. But obviously a brush like this would make too much mess when you're trying to demonstrate. And the other thing you can use is these made out of broom straw. And when you're working on a large scale, you use these. And the other thing that's very useful is something heavy. And if you tap your brush on something heavy, it gives you a nice fine spray.
Yes.
Yeah. But let's the colours going on here. I'm trying not to get paint all over the floor.
So have you mixed your malt in there?
Yes, that's cellulose. No, I don't need it with acrylic.
Okay.
If there's one that doesn't want to spread, then I've got my little handy bottle ready to put a few drops in.
Yeah. So that's just acrylic paint in there.
This is just acrylic paint, and I know from experience they won't need it. But if you buy artist tube acrylics, and you need to mix them up until they're almost like single cream, I suppose, with water, and you'll find that one colour doesn't want to spread, then that's when. But if you're using watercolour or gouache or hand ground pigment, you definitely need the flow enhancer because they won't spread at all. But fortunately, the acrylic binder acts as does the job. So the colour just dissipates. There's colour. That's a little bit thick. It's not spreading quite.
It's going.
So the first colour is always a bit. This is not mixed blob.
You paint with water.
Yes.
It would come.
Yes.
So that is the basic Turkish stone design. And that is the basis for, one blue one if I wanted, and so I can do anything I want with that, really. I can take the paper, lay it down. We'll do that.
Yeah. Is that special paint you use?
No,
Or
this
how do you get
is
the paper off again?
recycled drawing cartridge. And it's nice and rough, isn't it?
Yes,
But nice and absorbing.
Texture.
Yeah, nice and absorbing.
Sounds like a drawing process.
Yeah. It should be a real smooth movement because if you kind of stretch it out like that and just drop it, or you're guaranteed to trap some air underneath. So the thing is to lay it down smoothly without trapping air underneath. I need to come behind you just there, if you don't mind.
No, it's okay. Sorry. Yeah. How long does it take to do this?
Quite a long time. Just clean the old paint away.
No, that's really what you do.
Is that just clean? Yeah. Over time, it does get a bit murky and contaminated. It's lovely to work on a new bath because you can see what you're doing. These are just cheap cat litter trays. And they're just the right size, because if your tray is too big for your sheet of paper, you get a lot of paint floating around the edges, and your bath gets contaminated more quickly. So the closer to the size of your paper the bath is, the better.
Would you use plain wallpaper rolls and make?
Yes, I have actually done marbled wallpaper. Yes, I've done that.
Matching of the colours, yeah. It's almost like a photograph.
The problem with wallpaper and lengths of fabric, which I also do, is that you need an extra pair of hands.
Yes.
I can do up to about an A2, maybe even an A1 sheet at a pinch by myself. But any bigger than that, I need an extra pair of hands to get them down. My biggest bath is 1 metre by 2 metres. And I do lengths of fabric on that. Right, so you use a chopstick, and we start with our marbling of the waves. It's yellow.
Yes, that's what it is. Oh, it's beautiful.
And the thickness of your bath, this is actually a bit too thick. I can just tell by the feel of it. It needs to be, again, about like, or maybe like double cream. If it's too thick, you don't get really nice points. And if it's too thin, it doesn't stay where you put it. It flows around the place. You know, so,
Is this what we're going to do in our art class?
First day.
I think we might need to work up to this.
Holes now.
As you can see, everything I possess gets splattered with paint.
Dry.
It'll dry in here. It'll take a couple of hours, really. But they do dry very quickly in the summer. I was doing some demonstration in the bandstand in August, and I could just put it outside, you know, and it wasn't too. It wasn't too.
There's nothing to spray on top.
Nothing to spray on top. It dries quickly. You can. traditionally when they marbled with ground pigments or anybody working with watercolours or gouache, they would burnish a paper. Actually, this one might have been burnished. I'm not sure. Because it's got that shine to it. And they just work at it with a smooth agate stone. And when they cheated and used beeswax, the papers weren't as durable. This is actually a Spanish design. It's quite.
That's why I thought it was too. You know, you did that one first and then that one on top.
We'll try and do one of those now. You can see the lines.
Yes.
I'm not very good at this, especially on a small scale, but we'll give it a go.
There's no chemicals in the paint relating to photography?
Not at all, no. It's
no,
just an acrylic binder in the paint.
Right.
The flow enhancer that I could use is very similar to photo flow, which is a wetting agent that they use when they're printing, traditional film, traditional film photography.
So could you just go over that? You put water in the tray, just water.
No, it's water that's been thickened, in this case with some cellulose paste. It's a bit like wallpaper paste, really. I mean, at a pinch you can use wallpaper paste, but it's got nasty fungicides and things in it, so you wouldn't really want to. And it's actually a bit grainy, you don't quite get the smooth. And this is the seaweed that, when I'm doing some really fine marbling, I use this, which is carrageen seaweed, which grows all around here, which is quite convenient. Or you can buy it in powdered form.
So would you dry it and powder it?
No, I don't powder it, I just boil it.
You just boil it, okay. And then use that water?
And then use the water. And traditionally it would be laid out in the sun to bleach.
Yes.
In Ireland, that's what they do when they're going to make their blancmanges and things. They collect it and lay it to bleach, which is what this one is, that I've left out in the sun for a while. And that's just dried straight from the beach. I find the bleaching process quite difficult because if it gets rained on too often, it can just rot.
Yeah. Is there any difference between using the bleached and the...
Yes. The process works just as well. But it's very nice to have a clear bath to start with and not a kind of... it goes murky green. It goes murky green if you don't bleach it first. I have to make sure I get this the right way down so that I've got the alum side. So you would, to do the Spanish, you would... Oh yes. Oh wow.
Oh, look at this white.
I love the white, isn't it?
The white is the sort of clear bath.
Yeah.
These are the lines of the Spanish thing. There is a way of getting those lines to be curved rather than straight. But that is, you fold the paper. And I have tried it once or twice, but not. Right, well that's anything anybody would like to see or anybody want to try?
How much stuff did you put, this paper mache paste in there?
Probably about
consistency.
3 or 4 tablespoons in a bucket. But
Oh, in
a
a
much bigger bucket
So
than
like a
that.
gallon.
Yes, yeah.
So does that keep then, say you only use something there,
It'll
does that keep?
for carrageen, if you boil that up, keeps for about 4 days. You can carry on using it for about 4 days. This will keep in the bucket for a couple of weeks. I mean, I don't carry on marbling for a couple of weeks on the same tray because it gets very murky and contaminated.
No, I meant in the bucket.
In
What's
the
left
bucket,
in the bucket?
What's left in the bucket will keep a couple of weeks. The carrageen doesn't keep as long.
Got some paint on your posters.
Yes.
I'm very used to that. Everything I possess gets covered with paint, you know, and everything's always
Yes.
Did you say that you added something else apart from that to the water?
No,
Just
nothing
that
else
and
to
the
all.
water?
What's the flow enhancer then? What was that for? Is that just in
That
case
is,
it
for
doesn't?
example here, this blue isn't spreading as well as the purple,
So you
spreads,
let it down.
which spreads. It's not a
Even
very
though
good
it's
example.
acrylic paint, it's not spreading as well.
Well, it could do with a bit more water in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get one straight out of the bottle that just doesn't want to spread at all, and that's when you need
That's the flow
the
enhancer.
flow enhancer. Or if I wanted to work with watercolour paints instead of acrylics, then I definitely need. At a pinch, you can use washing up liquid. You know, well diluted. It just has the same. But this is some here. Sorry,
Yes.
And then you can put something in the middle of that then?
Oh, we could do. I mean, this may not necessarily
Do a
work.
solid shape or make a picture.
You see, that's because there's so much surfactant on there.
It's
It's
separating.
not allowing it
Yes.
to sink now. So it is a bit of a balancing act.
It's
Yes,
lovely.
yes.
Oh, but it's sinking, I can see it.
Yeah. So it's.
So if you roll that off right now, they have a nice blue surface.
You can see how they would have done that flower.
Yes, well, it's exactly like that. So you see, I can.
It's like an algae, isn't it?
Oh, it's just beautiful.
And the
poppy,
poppy darkness.
one.
Yeah. You know, you've got the
Stunning.
red and then the
Oh,
poppy.
look.
Petals.
Yes.
Oh, can we see that printed off? That's lovely.
Put some leaves on there, was it?
Sorry.
Oh, you're going to do a star.
But then,
I'm in love with that now.
I mean, this is just very primitive compared to.
Oh, no,
It's very pretty.
But actually, with a little bit of fiddling around,
Yeah.
you can actually get it to, you know, to produce fairly reasonable flowers, which is great fun to do. It's
Steam into the middle.
Can you hold that up to the camera, Jude? Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
To make it
Flow enhancer.
yeah.
No, the ingredients.
No, that's
I put it still over there, yes. You can.
Oh, I see. I suppose it's like anything else.
Another thing that they often do in workshops with children is terracotta pots.
Yeah, just roll it.
No,
No.
you can. If you push your finger in the hole, you just.
Oh, I see. Just, oh, and it takes it with it.
And it's
Yeah.
put it in a deep bucket.
Obviously, yes. Yeah.
And then with the silk stars over there as well. Oh, yes, and that's it.
They were a present.
Did the scarf